This is part 2. To see part 1, look in the description or the iCard right at the top. I hope I'm playing the right way.
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
I am your biggest fan.
I don't know how relevant this is when I release this, but when I start grading, there's this thread blowing up of dark moments in Incredibles, which really made me realize how truly great this film is. Stuff like attempted suicides, the struggle of a dead-end job and a corrupt boss, and Helen grabbing balls of Incredibles.
Your balls look heavy, sir.
But one thing that always stands out to me is Syndrome. It managed to perfectly dissect toxic fandom culture almost a full decade before it was really well known, and, in turn, making possibly the darkest, maybe even realest villain Disney ever made. Like, he actually commits genocide. Take the superhero facade away, you put a man as evil and even realistic as Frollo. But there's a twist here. He's a loser, baby. How do you have someone who's a perfect example of toxic fandom, a mass murderer, an egotist, and a credible threat to an entire family of heroes, and also the biggest loser since someone who isn't me, because it's too obvious of a punchline? I don't know, but they did. And it works. Maybe it's Jimmy Neutron here, showing the Syndrome is a loser beneath it all, but somehow, Syndrome managed to be a beloved villain from my childhood who still managed to hit hard today. You can't count anyone, especially your heroes. But you can always count your villains. No cap, and no capes.
You sly dog! You got me monologuing! I can't believe it. Surely I deserve some thanks too!
I was completely taken aback from his assassination classroom when I first saw it. I wasn't entirely sure what to think as we started, but as things continued, things fell into place. Mostly thanks to Koro Sensei. He starts as a villain, so it seems, ready to blow up Earth, but the more and more you get through, the full story becomes clear. That being, well, a lot. He actually wants a man, not a tapping octopus, a master assassin, forced to destroy the Earth and not of his own volition, and most notably, genuinely cares with a group of lizard kids who are tasked to kill him. Okay, sure, he has death, that he's a character. That's lame, that's boring. I want a kid who's actually a goober.
No worries there. I have a double outside on R&R duty.
Oh my god! Yeah, he balanced it all out by being such a commanding presence every time his color-changing face is on screen. And the ending, I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's up there as the saddest moment in anime for me personally. Listen, if you need to be sold on this guy, I am the most anti-horny guy on earth. Perfect characters are instant turn-off. I hate horny so much, I got a horn dog friend to literally stop retweeting porn on Twitter because he knows he doesn't want to see it. I still have Koro, despite him being a gooner. That's how you know he's based.
What kind of talk is that? Nonsense, that's what it is! You can do this! Think positive!
Sorry, I've never heard of you.
Of apathy and
It took me a long time to finally get into anime. I dabbled a bit here and there, but even after deciding to finally give it a chance back in late 2019, it was still a rocky relationship. That is, until I saw Full Metal Alchemist. It all clicked. It's such a nice, wholesome story about two brothers where nothing bad happens. Actually, this is boring. Quick, etch, draw the man in a robot suit.
Ow.
Jokes aside, my favorite Full Metal Alchemist character bounced around a lot, but Alphonse Elric rose to the top. I don't know why besides, well, he's nice. In a world where the good guys are kind of questionable, it's good to have a guy who's just pure good. Of course he has a tragic angle too, being just a boy who got his soul stuck in a metal suit, an idea shamelessly ripped off later by Scott Cawthon. This is like cats, so true, bestie! There's just the fun contrast of this big, threatening suit of armor, contrasted by the sweet little angel inside of it, who's still fully capable of throwing hands when needed. Yeah! His English voice actress is the same as Krona's. This is the only sane voice actor on the list. I will literally explode if I don't tell voice actor trivia. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
What else was I supposed to do? She's hurt pretty bad.
Hey! You're saying you have a favorable impression of my physical appearance?
Within this world we love or dies like nuts in a mixed bag. Back tie.
So first thing, I have read a good chunk of the manga too, so I'm not just basing this ranking off of the anime, because I know it's a little weird to put a more recent character this high. Second, yeah, you can probably see why I love Yor based on things I said previously. Again, other characters are big dorks, Yor is a big dork. Other characters are super sweet and kind of motherly, that's your mom. Other characters who can still throw hands when needed, she's an assassin, so yeah. In both the anime and manga, she perfectly balances between being a very good help to her family and doing everything for Anya, and a whole entire murder. It's great! And the big reason why she's here. Despite being the most anti-porn guy in all of humanity, I am cursed to have every character I like be known associated for Rule 34 bait. This will not be the last time.
As you shift your weight, channeling all of your strength into your shoulder. Boom!
Okay, let's go then.
If everyone is not special, maybe you can be what you want to be. So fight as hard as you can, you find the answers that you see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Whoa! 4 anime characters in a row? Am I finally picking unique picks? No, lol, don't expect another anime character for a while after this. But hey, it's a good one to leave off. Yours is one of my favorite character types. Here's another one. Autism. She gave you just a precious little being, a bright little ray of sunshine who, despite his great powers, just wants to live his life. He's soft-spoken, socially awkward, can't read the room well, both isn't good with girls or fitness, but he remains a little sunshine baby despite it. And I love him. It goes to the show too, but it's really admirable how they managed to get you more interested in the silly side stuff than the epic anime fights. Now that that's bad, it's great too, but I just love seeing Mob and his interaction with the cast. This truly was a Mob Psycho 100.
Extra thick!
Samurai Jack is a very unique show. It came out when superhero action shows were extinct, and more notably, he was the only CN original to not primarily a comedy. Also focused almost solely on Jack himself, who just barely doesn't qualify as a silent protagonist, as he only has maybe 2 or so lines per average episode, letting his actions do the talking for him. It's a very mature, near dialogueless action show. Aku spits in the face of that. He's an extremely hammy, very loud, big bucket of cheese. That makes him very weird coming from the most obviously evil thing since the devil himself and your average politician. But it really makes Aku stand out even more. The show already starts with Aku at the top. He rules the world now, so he can be as loose and silly as he wants. And the show does realize what they have. He's still a dangerous adversary, capable of really breaking Jack's spirit, massacring villages, and so on, but you can also have him be a total bro. One episode had him finding out one of his robots has developed emotions, so he kidnaps and presumably kills his dog to get him to listen. Another had him retelling Red Riding Hood himself. Spin the wheel, dearie. We'll be taking our Scrimlow. Aw, shit. If he's the shape-shifting ruler of the world, honestly, I think things can stay the same. No need to go back.
I will cure the world of this plague of hope. I will unleash such evil. I am Mojo Jojo! Obey me!
That's right, a bunch of really well-written, complex anime characters, and objectively better, more fleshed-out CN villain lose out to the funny monkey. Nostalgia is a powerful demon, but the funny monkey has a reason to be this high. It's because he's a funny monkey. Well, if I had to pin down to one thing, his way of speaking. Everything he says is straight and to the point. He does not repeat, reiterate, or restate all of his points, his messages, or sentences. Mother Jojo does not linger on a meaningless meaning that lacks meaning. For Mother Jojo is always direct with what Mother Jojo wants. Also, super consistent. The anime doesn't hold up, and anyways, the reboot was more disappointing than the anime, but he's the best part. You could argue that he's just an average cartoon villain, but no, he's a perfected version of it. He's the silliest, most affable, and honestly kind of pitiable. There's a handful of episodes where bro's just hanging around and the girls beat him up. Also, watching a lot of old scene commercials made me realize that they also think he's the greatest. He's always the laser focused. So yeah, nostalgia's a big reason why he's this high. Always there.
It's not my name. I'm just letting you call me that.
Infinity Train is my favorite show you physically can't legally watch. It's great. It's why it has one of the highest number of honorable mentions. My favorite character talks around a lot. You gotta look into yourself. See your reflection. And River Lake is pretty epic. I don't know and watch this know what the lake is because this one wants to obscure things on this list. But go watch Infinity Train. Being the main character and favorite part of the show definitely helps her a lot, but also, like, Punk Woman with a metal cap. Pretty cool. Even cooler than that is just her entire story. Starting as a mirror copy of Tulip, she decides to find her own path. It's just like me! My reflection also left to find a purpose. Actually, really left, I don't really like you. Ah! Anyways, she does this by trying to set a full new identity for her, against what society says she needs to be. She grabs the wheel and takes the train off the tracks. Metaphorically, I probably shouldn't use train metaphors for this show. And in combination with a really cute relationship with Jesse, they just want to hold hands! Let them hold hands! Why is this the second time this has been on the list? Also, she did this. And people say Cian lost her edge. They're right, because because the whole you can't watch this anymore thing.
Yeah, get it out of your system.
I want to make a video in this game, so this will be a shorter segment. Shovel Knight is a game that means a lot to me. A game that consistently failed exists. How? I don't know. Because I have Plague Knight Amiibo, Plague Knight Plus, playing on my channel banner. Guys, I like Plague Knight. It's funny because in the original game, there's not much to him. He's mostly just a boss. Then his expansion came out, and oh god, oh frick, he's a loser and a simp and a dork and my friend. Plague Knight so desperately wants to be the big evil villain, but he's a loser. But how does he manage to actually do pretty well? He gets the souls of the other Order members, and he gets a girl, which is good because Mona is also a little scrumpy. But despite that, he's a little dork who can dance and struggles to talk to women. He's cool, he's silly, he's the best part of the game. Don't at me. So, this is weird, because in a way, Mikey shouldn't be here. He's actually not my favorite TMNT character. Rise Donnie is. And it feels weird to focus on just one specific version of a character, especially since I'm so consistently in love with every version of Mikey. I mean, I started with 2012. While most Trail fans were Cowabunga kids, I was Booyaka Shaw Boy. And the 2012 series loved Mikey. And for good reason. Yeah, he was the funny guy, a party dude, if you will. But he was also a clear heart of the team. All the other turtles had a clear brotherly bond with him, but they didn't really care between the other turtles. Outside helping out Leatherhead. I always loved the idea that he had the most natural talent of the other turtles, but he was just simply too lazy to surpass his brothers. They claimed a way to explain why he can use such a complex weapon and fight alongside the other turtles. I can also relate. I can use my video editing talents to do something productive. Instead of analyze a SpongeBob meme, Mikey is always the guy I can rely on, no matter the series. His terrapin, I'm always totally up for. Besides when he's simping for April, but you know every turtle has, I'm just letting him slide.
Wait, I changed my mind. I think I want to fight the purple guy.
You've probably noticed a lot of these are me loving the series and attaching it to a character. And this is the most obvious one. I've tried to hide it, to bury it, to run from my past. But it must be said. I like Splatoon. Okay, I discussed the stripe part. Why is my persona an Inkling? Because when I was being more active on Discord, I happened to be using the Splatoon icon I made on some random maker. People kept referring to me as an Inkling, so the icon just kind of stuck around despite me intending to be temporary. This was also when I was trying to make my YouTube channel, and the icon stuck there too. Also, Splatoon was a very important game to me. My brain chemistry was altered completely by the first 2 games. I genuinely could not do anything without thinking of them. I doodled little Inkling squids whenever I wrote my name. Then if you cut my head open, I die, but my brain would be a squid. And if you cut off the squid's head, you probably wouldn't appreciate that. So, that raises a question. Why Callie? Well, I love all the idols, but she rises to the top because, well, she's one of the original 2, so bias. But also, again, I love characters who are just nice. Even when losing, she'll always thank her fans. She's always the one to make the corny jokes. Her smile is infectious, and all of her costumes runs the full gambit from cute to cool to I want to hug you so much, oh my god, I love you, to she is serving! Her losing the Splatfest is more rage than any wrestling match. She is too silly to lose. She's kind of the perfect character to mark the halfway point. Also, she's easily the most looted character in the series, known for porn, even though I love her for reasons that have nothing to do with that, and I know people have registered that. Again, the curse.
You are so cute I can't stand it!
I dove into Wander and ripped out his gooey insides and detected him piece by piece in my video on his show last year. So again, this will be brief. I've used terms like Scrimblow and Scrunkly in a lot of these, but Wander, he was a blueprint. They took pieces of every Scrimblow to make Scrimblow Prime. This little orange sock wants nothing more than to make everyone happy. This could be really annoying, but it's not. Mostly thanks to Jeff McBride's performance. Everything he does just feels super genuine. Especially when you realize he doesn't want anyone to be alone, because he was once alone. Wander is a character I'm again always happy to see. But unlike the other examples, he's the main star. Get yourself a man who can face every issue with a smile, a good song, and a magic hat that can give anything he wants. The best part is super important, without it you'll never find love.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
The Star Wars fandom has made it clear that there was actually no balance within the Force, and everyone hates everything about the franchise. However, 2 things remain consistently good about the franchise. The music, besides Rise of Skywalker, and Emperor Palpatine, besides Rise of Skywalker. When you see this guy, you know exactly what you're going to get, and it's going to be great. Pure, utter cheese. Just the most delightfully evil cheese. No matter if it's the movies or the shows, his actors always give 100% to every line, really helping him stay in my mind. My guy made the prequels actually fun. Ironically, maybe, but still, it's almost enough to help you overlook, but he's responsible for literally every single bad thing in the series. But hey, girl boss gotta go boss. No matter where we are, far, far away, I'm always joining the dark side. Unless it's Rise of Skywalker. Why you are Also, our friend Gunn, who's doing the thumbnails for this list, was really baffled by seeing Palpatine on this list and thinks he's the one who stands out the most. So the edgiest character on this list is a main villain of the biggest franchise in the world, then
No. You must die!
Of course, once the sun goes down, we're doomed.
This was a very last-minute choice. For a long time, including the initial script draft, Kaisa was held in rep. But the more and more I thought about it, diving deep, I realized, Oh, frick, the show is called Hilda. She was the main character. Genuinely, if Kaisa was more of a cameo in the movie in the 3rd season, she'd probably make it here. But for now, let's talk about Hilda. Hilda is just among the best anything in a recent cartoon. Her relationship with her friends is so sweet and it's refreshing that it stays platonic between all three. Her relationship with her mother is strikingly realistic, yet still sweet, and she balances out being a pure little bright of light while still being a mischievous and self-centered child. Because, well, that's what children are. Little rat demons. Hilda is another thing getting its own video, but go watch Hilda, it's great, and it's my favorite show. Or is it? If not, it's on Grandpa.
In here. How does an armchair fall down the back of the sofa anyway?
Claws off my grandson, Vilgax.
The initial hook of Ben 10 is of course all the aliens. All the wacky things and fight scenes can come from them. What got me to stay though was Ben's grandpa, Max Tennyson. He starts the moral side of the trio in the classic series, which is definitely needed with Ben and Gwen constantly at their throats. As it goes on though, it becomes apparent that Max is a little sus. Something he's not telling. The thing he's not telling is that he's banged 2 aliens. Yeah, so Max goes out from the angel on the cousin's shoulder to like, the actual coolest person ever? Once his secret is out, not only does his weird behavior make sense now he can also go, well, to the max. There's something in the Tennyson genes, man. This is an old man who can carry these giant pods 2 at a time, with more guns and nuclear explosives than the entirety of America, and body aliens, and even a freaking hybrid commander. Bro, fuck the Omnitrix. Max is the strongest person in the galaxy. Max can rip apart Vilgax with his bare hands. Max is a great voice for reason, who adds so much to the series. Only held back being sidelined more and more as the series goes on. The Ben 10 villains barge into the CN offices and force them to downplay Max, just so they could have even the slightest chance. But you can't stop the GOAT.
Got to get the ship under control.
Before I start this, I wrote this part before Kung Fu Panda 4 came out. Onto the entry.
Goodbye!
We started this part with a black and white animated villain who commits genocide. And we're going to kind of maybe not really shut up end this with one who does that too. Except, this black and white is a lot more gray. Well, no, not by much. He's still a monster. A peacock monster. Monster cock. The first Kung Fu Panda film, while great, was just really missing genocide. Although killing people isn't the only reason he's here. Shen's story is actually pretty tragic when you look at it. An heir to the throne who was, according to the creators, neglected heavily by his parents, likely due to his albinism. This led him to try and find a way to prove himself, which led to the side of Gino. It could be easy then to have him be this big, intimidating villain, and he is, but something about making him a frail little peacock really makes him stick in my eyes much more than other villains in the series. Don't worry, the Christopher Walken leader put up a really good fight. And, as many brought up, he very well could be the warrior of black and white who led to his own downfall, referring to his white feathers, either his black soul or burned feet. Despite all of that though, he gets a few genuinely funny lines to make all the stupidity slightly amusing. As entertaining as he is evil, Shen truly made a mark on me, and this franchise as a whole. I just love cock.
Show off. Here's an idea.
Holy fuck, something for adults? I didn't know I was allowed to like those. Yeah, making this before my big adult cartoon watch through, so I'll assume this list will look much different next year. But for now, while I haven't considered a few for this list, Todd Chavez from BoJack Horseman is the one. Not a bad one to have. Because, well, he's just a little guy. Todd walks a very dangerous line. This show is trying to deconstruct a lot of cartoon tropes, because like a life isn't just a line of unrelated random silly moments. And yet you have a character who's mostly comic relief. They work with this by actually having him be really integral to the entire show, as Bojack's kind of bum friend who lives in his house who sells a heart. In fact, might be the only really nice character in the entire show. It helps that all of his side stories do trend to tie to the main plot, so they can have their cake and eat it too. And it's like a really good cake, because everything he does is just absolutely hilarious. And of course, we have his Ace arc, which came at a really important time in my life and helped me realize that he is just like me for real, making Todd genuinely one of the most integral characters to who I am as a human being person. So I'd ask, if he's got that going for him, how is he not even higher?
The wager's $8 million! Well, guess I'm broke again.
Undertale held a hold of me firmly in the mid to late 2010s, just like it did with pretty much everyone, and of course, its quirky cast of characters was a huge reason why. I went back and forth here, even had a few Delta Spring characters thrown in. But at the end, this is Undertale. When you think of that, you can only think of one certain skeleton. Papyrus. Something that makes Undertale stand out so much is the various roots you have, and how that changes your views in every character. While everyone talks about either Sans or Asriel, Papyrus is arguably the most varied overall. At first glance, Papyrus seems like a goofball, a wingnut, a knucklehead in a Statatron. I mean, he is. But in reality, the silly exterior is only skin deep. Bone deep? He seems like a self-centered, easily angered dummy, and those are there, but really, he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. He's the only character in the game who doesn't destroy your soul if you lose to him, instead of just simply detaining you into an easy escape room. Even when faced with his own death, he'll tell you he knows you're not truly bad, and that you're still friends. Despite all of his showboating and his really cool attacks, probably just a big bag of bones and boisterous goodness. I couldn't think of another D word, I'm so sorry. Also, he's funny.
Let me handle this.
I can explain.
Okay, I talked about being cursed with my favorite characters, but nothing says that more than this one. For Yor and Callie, people can like them for normal reasons, but every time I say I like Cynthia, I get side-eyed. But I swear it's innocent! It all started when I was born. Plus 8 years. Throwing Down was one of my first games ever, and while I'm now very well aware of all of its many mistakes, I still loved it, even though I was bad at video games. Something changed, something stayed the same. It kept me going though, but I felt like Cynthia was always there to guide me. If I ever entered a new town, I always felt like she was right there, ready to take me by the hand and show my idiot toddler brain how to catch an Easter Island head. It helps she's just genuinely really kind. People tend to overlook her personality, but in both the games and the anime, she's kind of a loser like you, Eddie. She's a little bumbling and ditzy, and loves ice cream, but balances that out by being really well informed about the past Sito. And of course, one of the toughest challenges in the series, when you were a kid, it's much easier if you're looking back, just use Ice type, but like shut up, this is my childhood experiences. And one of the highest profile and strongest trainers in it. And her design is great too, not for that, but it's really pretty. Both really simple compared to later characters, but you also really stand out. Also, in that brainwash you. She's flatter than a plank. Stay away from Cynthia Gooders! She isn't like that! Grah! Your Amazonian dummy mommy. It's just a silly scream of bimbo.
It's obvious you've raised Axio really well. I'm impressed. Oh, you'll become a Dragon Master. I'm sure of it.
This is the best social experiment I've ever been to!
So if you're watching this video, you've no doubt seen my autism video at this point, where I dove into Trapta. While I was mostly positive there, I was critical on a few things, and making that made me realize she isn't perfect. So I dropped her lower than she originally was on the list. Yeah, now she's only number 21 out of 5 Bazinga alien characters in fiction. What a massive blow. It helps that all her problems with her are exclusively on heads of how people treat her, not her herself. It's so relatable. I am also completely imperfect with all my trouble with being people around me. Also, she's autistic. Join the club. So yeah, anyways, I think that what's so special about Entrapta is that when I first started this show, I actually didn't like her. I thought she was kind of annoying, actually. Heck, this whole show had an uphill battle for me to get to like it, since I was expecting just some random girly garbage. But not only did the show fully grab me, Entrapta came into her own. In the beginning, she was actually fairly reserved, but as we go on, we see her crazy, wacky, sciencey persona all out. But this isn't just comic relief. Her friendship with Catra and Scorpia, and her relationship with Hordak really brings out the best in all of them. Especially Hordak, the romance is super sweet. And again, she's just like me for real. I also have hair that has a mind of its own. I was for getting a haircut. It was much funnier back then. Oh no! My cut hair is now sentient. It's going to destroy the camera. Now I need to wait for part 3 to end this entire series off. Oh gosh, really dang it. Oh, the humanity. Bye, everybody.
I'm not going to stop until I figure out what's going on. Now, tell me everything!